Hello, and welcome to the first creative writing workshop with me, Charlie, at Woodpecker Workshops. A little about me. I'm an aspiring journalist and writer from London, and I recently finished a degree in creative writing and journalism at Falmouth University. I can't wait to teach you guys everything that I know and grow alongside you as writers. And for this first month, I'm going to be taking you through how to create your own folklore character, and then either go to Ollie's lessons and create a series of photos about your folklore character, or you can stay with me and I'll teach you how to embed your character into a short story of your own design. So, what is folklore? Folklore is a set of beliefs that is held by a community or culture. Folklore can be found all around the world and is often really closely tied to tradition. As time has gone on, less and less people believe in folklore characters. We've become a society that focuses more on scientific truth in place of superstition. However, it hasn't always been like that. Throughout history, folklore has had huge societal significance. Festivals, rituals, and even human sacrifices were used as a measure of this significance. And lots of these practices are still around today, except hopefully the human sacrifices part, such as the Festival of Song and Dance in Budapest. What about folklore creatures though? Humans have always been fascinated with the creatures that we share this planet with, so much so that we decided to create a few of our own. Through the boundless and often quite disturbing human imagination, we've come up with some fantastical creatures over the years. Here are a few of my favourites. The Elder Mother is a spirit said to live in the oldest elder trees. It has roots in both English and Scandinavian folklore, where it is said to haunt those who use its wood without permission. Another favourite of mine is the Nyamba, a creature from Zulu mythology who resides in a lake deep in the jungles of South Africa. This is a massive serpent and is said to cause seasonal storms in its anger. There are thousands of folklore characters from all around the world. Wendigos, unicorns, even the Loch Ness Monster are all folklore creatures. Now that we know what a folklore creature is and we've seen some examples, let's look at designing your own. With all the fantastical and imaginative creatures we've just talked about, it can be quite intimidating looking at designing your own folklore character. That's why I'm going to take you through a short idea generating exercise to help you get started with the whole process before we dive into the specific techniques that I can teach you and you can employ. Here are 4 images of woodlands from around the world. What I would like you to do is just pause the video and spend 5 minutes jotting down any character descriptions for a folklore character which might live in one of these forests. You can do this in any way that you'd like. A spider diagram detailing some attributes of your folklore character, a quick sketch about what they might look like, or maybe even a paragraph extract from your short story based on one of these locations. This doesn't need to be a work of art by any means. It's just for you so that you can get the creative juices flowing and begin the whole process. Folklore is often heavily inspired by the environment of the people who create them, so make sure to look around and steal as many things as you can from your environment. Maybe they bark like your dog, or they hiss just like your cat. Maybe they have skin just like the tree that's sitting in your front garden. Inspiration is absolutely everywhere, and all you need to do is allow the world to inspire you. There are so many aspects to a character. Just think about how complicated most people are. Okay, so let's start with their behavior. What is their relationship with humans? Do they like us? Are they bold, or are they skittish and scared? What do they like to eat? Plants, animals, humans? Folklore creatures often serve a purpose or have a higher function. So what is theirs? Do they protect the forests? Do they spend all day lounging around? Can they talk to us? And if they can, how do they talk? What are their mannerisms in speech? Next, let's look at some physical features. How big are they? Do they have hands like a human? or an animal? What kind of eyes do they have? Do they walk upright on two legs like us, or on all fours? Do they have flat teeth like a herbivore, or sharp teeth like a carnivore? Are they frightening or beautiful, or both? Every time that you create a character, it's important to ask as many questions as you can about them, as if you're getting to know them just like a person. The more questions you ask, the more that you develop these characters, the more the reader will feel attached to them and relate to them as if they were human. There are loads of really fantastic resources for this online. If you go into Google and just type character writing template, you'll find sheets where you can write down the characteristics of your character, which might make it a little bit easier. I'll tag some of them in the description of this video. So, now you've got a blueprint for creating your own folklore character. Here's a little example that I came up with to see where we compare. So here's a quick sketch of my creature, as well as a character description. I call them onlookers. These creatures are found in the ancient woodlands around the UK and are born when a tree is chopped down but not uprooted. Several can form from one stump. You can rarely find them in the woods, as their arms and legs are camouflaged into the surroundings and they're surprisingly agile. While they don't dislike humans, they are extremely skittish and prefer to watch from a distance. They keep an eye on lost travellers and will bring them mushrooms and berries to eat when they're asleep. They cannot make any noise other than a creaking sound similar to a falling tree. They don't need to eat, as they come into existence and then revert back to an inanimate chunk of wood after around 2 to 3 years. It's said that if you burn one shortly after they revert back to wood, they produce a bright green flame that attracts all sorts of woodland creatures. By the end of this lesson, you should feel a little bit more comfortable in creating characters and maybe even have a folklore character of your own. For next lesson, I'm going to take you through how to structure and begin creating your own short story, which we can then look at implementing your character into. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.